Welcome to the online tutorial for the NOX nitrous oxide delivery system. This system is designed to deliver a mixture of 50% oxygen and 50% nitrous oxide to spontaneously breathing patients for control of pain and anxiety. The NOX uses an internal demand valve, which means it delivers the 50-50 mixture to the patient whenever they take a breath from the NOX circuit. The gas flow stops when the patient stops breathing in, so no gas is wasted. The NOX mixer and all indicators, alarms, and safety devices are pneumatically powered, requiring no battery or electrical power supply. Lightweight and compact, the NOX is ideal for mounting on the wall of your delivery suite or procedure room, or keep it mobile with the available rolling stand with a place for both cylinders and accessories. Looking at the front of the NOX, in the center is the two-patient port. This is where the mix of 50% nitrous oxide and 50% oxygen is delivered into the circuit and to the patient. At the right of the two-patient port is the on-off control knob. The system will only deliver the 50-50 mix when the gases are connected, and this knob is in the on position. To the right and left side of the faceplate are the gas source visual indicators. These are labeled with the gas they are measuring. The nitrous oxide is on the left and is indicated with the blue ring and the N2O label. The oxygen gas source visual indicator is on the right, has a green circle, and has the label O2. These visual indicators are solid when the gas source is adequate, and flash on and off when the gas source is low. The visual indicator for the nitrous oxide, on the left, corresponds with the gas inlet on that side. This gas inlet has a diameter index safety system, or DISS, connection. This will allow only a nitrous oxide high-pressure hose to be connected. The oxygen inlet is on the right side of the NOX, corresponding with the position of the oxygen visual gas source indicator. It also has a DISS connection. On the back side of the NOX there is one opening. This is the ambient air port. If a patient takes a breath from the patient circuit when the NOX is not connected to source gas or the control knob is in the off position, they will draw room air, which is pulled through this port. The other important component of the NOX nitrous oxide delivery system is the N2O circuit. The N2O circuit is designed and manufactured to work with the NOX system. Modifying or adding to this circuit can change the overall resistance and affect system performance. The circuit includes a high-efficiency bacterial viral filter, which protects both the patient and the NOX from contamination. The 6-foot-long tubing is both lightweight and flexible to maximize its ease of use for the patient. The patient end of the extendable tubing is connected to the patient valve. The patient valve actually consists of two one-way valves which ensure that inspired gas comes from the NOX and that exhaled gas flows out of the exhalation side to prevent rebreathing. The exhalation side of the patient valve has a connector that is designed to fit the 19mm cuffs of the magenta scavenging tubing. This connector also prevents attachment of the patient tubing to the wrong side of the patient valve. The patient port comes with a mouthpiece and nose clips for the patient. If you prefer, you can remove the mouthpiece and attach a mask to the patient port. The N2O circuit is designed for single patient use to eliminate equipment that is handed from one patient to the next. This protects your patients from the risk of equipment-related infection. The disposable nature of the N2O circuit means if the circuit should become soiled or damaged, it can be quickly removed and replaced with minimal interruption to patient use. As the NOX demand valve is located inside the NOX itself, there is no risk of damage to the machinery or expensive components should the circuit be dropped or mishandled. When preparing to use the NOX nitrous oxide delivery system, position the roll stand near the patient so that the circuit will reach the patient easily. Ensure the hoses and regulators are connected and that the regulators are securely fastened onto the cylinder valves. Using the cylinder wrench, open the nitrous oxide cylinder valve. You should see the regulator pressure gauge rise, and the nitrous oxide visual indicator on the front of the NOX should turn green. Now open the oxygen cylinder valve. Again, you should see the regulator pressure gauge rise, and the visual indicator turn green. Opening the nitrous oxide cylinder first will minimize unnecessary noise. As the alarms are powered by the oxygen, if you opened the oxygen valve first, it would activate the low nitrous oxide alarm. Remove the patient circuit from its package. Extend the circuit and place the filter end onto the two-patient port of the ProNOX unit. The circuit comes with a mouthpiece attached, but if you are using a mask, remove the mouthpiece and place the mask at the patient outlet. If you are scavenging, take the magenta tubing and attach one end to the 19mm connector on the patient valve. Connect the other end of the magenta tubing to the scavenger inlet. Connect suction tubing to the hose barb connection of the scavenger, and connect the other end of to the suction regulator. Turn the regulator on to the line or maximum setting, and adjust the scavenger flow control knob to ensure that the suction is working, and use the integrated flow meter to ensure that you are drawing a minimum of 30 liters per minute. As the gas in the cylinders is used by the patient, the pressure in the cylinders will eventually decrease. It is recommended to change a cylinder between patients if it is at or below 500 pounds per square inch. If the tank is left in use, the pressure will continue to decrease, and the ProNOX will notify you with both the audible and visual alerts specific to the gas that is low. As the pressure falls further, the demand valve will cease to function. The patient will then notice an increase in resistance as they draw ambient air through the port on the back of the ProNOX. The nitrous oxide low pressure alarm cycles at 40 cycles per minute. The oxygen low pressure alarm cycles at 180 cycles per minute. Because the alarms are powered by the oxygen gas, they will continue until the oxygen cylinder valve has been closed, the oxygen supply is depleted, or until the cylinder that is low has been changed. Note that the ProNOX's on-off control knob does not deactivate the alarm. To change the oxygen cylinder, start by closing the cylinder valve with the cylinder wrench, turning in a clockwise direction. Loosen the T-bar of the regulator and remove the regulator from the cylinder yoke. Start slowly, as any pressure remaining in the system will be released as you do this. Remove the cylinder and replace it with a full one. Check that the washer is still on the regulator valve stem. Place the regulator on the cylinder, lining up the regulator valve stem and pins with the holes in the cylinder yoke. Tighten the regulator T-bar until snug. Open the cylinder valve by turning the cylinder wrench in a counterclockwise direction. Check that the regulator pressure gauge reads approximately 2200 psi, and that the oxygen pressure indicator on the front of the ProNOX is green. Your patient can now resume using the ProNOX. If you are using oxygen cylinders, silence the low nitrous oxide pressure alarm by closing the oxygen cylinder valve. Do this with the cylinder wrench, turning in a clockwise direction. Then, close the nitrous oxide cylinder valve in the same way. Loosen the T-bar of the nitrous oxide regulator. Start slowly, as any residual pressure in the high-pressure hose will be released. Remove the regulator from the cylinder yoke. Then, replace the cylinder with a full one. Check that the washer is still present on the regulator valve stem before placing the regulator onto the new cylinder. Line it up so the valve stem and the two pins on the regulator slide into the holes on the cylinder yoke. Tighten the regulator T-bar until snug. Open the nitrous oxide cylinder valve by turning the cylinder wrench in a counterclockwise direction. Open fully. The tank pressure gauge should read approximately 750 psi, and the gas pressure indicator should be solid green. Open the oxygen cylinder valve with the cylinder wrench. There may be a small chirp from the ProNOX alarm as it resets. Your patient is now able to resume using the ProNOX. Patient instruction is an important part of successful pain relief with the ProNOX nitrous oxide delivery system. Explain the benefits of pain reduction without loss of sensation. They can still tell what is going on, but your patient will be able to tolerate the discomfort better. Also explain that the nitrous oxide can take a few breaths to begin working, so for maximum benefit they should begin breathing from the ProNOX before the pain gets bad. Let the patient know that sometimes people feel lightheaded or nauseous when breathing nitrous oxide. This feeling is normal and will quickly subside when they remove the mask or mouthpiece. A benefit of the ProNOX is that the pain relief is available whenever the patient needs it, and they can control when and how much they use it. When the patient is ready to use the ProNOX, turn the control knob to on. Give the circuit to the patient and encourage them to take a few practice breaths so they will know how tight the seal needs to be and how it feels to breathe from the ProNOX. If you are scavenging the patient's exhaled gases, ensure the patient realizes the need to maintain the seal with the mask or mouthpiece, even while breathing out. They may remove the mask or mouthpiece when they are no longer needing the pain relief, and can use it on an as-needed basis.